Good morning. This is Lady D, and this is Real Talk. So last night, my husband and I went to a 2015 Teen Summit, first annual. And so my husband was one of the panelists on the panel with other adults, and they also had a panel of young people, which I thought was fantastic to have young people speak about some of the issues that they have to deal with. And so there were a variety of topics that they spoke about last night. And one of the topics I want to briefly touch on is the topic of bullying. We know that bullying is prevalent in our society, in the world, in the nation in which we live in. And bullying has gone to an all-time high because now it's not just physical bullying. It's not just bullying, people bullying one another face to face. Bullying has now become cyber bullying. There's cyber bullying. People are being bullied on Facebook, Twitter, you name it, bullying happens. So bullying is taking on a cyber type of face, per se, a cyber facade, if you want to call it that. But anyhow, when they were speaking on bullying, a few of the young people said that, they were bullied, and one of them said that, he eventually told someone. Well, one of the adults, his comments really disturbed me. And let me say why I was disturbed. First and foremost, I was disturbed because this person was a very angry person. I mean, it came out, the anger came out in everything that he said. The tone of voice, it was just pure anger. There's no other way to put it. And so, when they were talking about bullying, this gentleman was saying that if as a man or a male and you're bullied and you tell someone you're weak, you're a wimp, you just need to fight. So basically what was said was, you need to just fight all the bullies. Well, let me say this. There is a time when and where one must fight. There is a time when and where one must walk away. There is a time when and where one must report what they're going through. One of the things that my husband said when the moderator asked him about bullying, because part of my husband's ministry is a basketball ministry. He ministers to a lot of people on the basketball court. My husband said, and I was so proud, that his greatest weapon is his brain, not his fists. God gave him a brain to fight with, as well as giving him fists. Now, what he meant by that, there are times where you just have to use your brain. You have to think, you know what, this ain't even worth it. This person is just saying words. I'm not getting ready to sit here and fist fight, hit, pummel somebody because they say a few words. You know what, people, everyone has a right to their opinion. Doesn't mean it's wrong, doesn't mean it's right. It's their opinion. And if you feel someone is beneath you, that's your opinion. Doesn't mean that you have to beat them half to death or beat them down all because of how they act. It's just ignorance. And ignorance begets ignorance. So anyway, the hostility that came forth last night was very disturbing, because one thing, you can't go around telling children and teens, as this was the summit, but there were younger children there as well, that every time someone bullies you, you have to beat them up. That's not of God. And this person was supposedly a believer. I don't know if they were or not, but in my Bible, it says, hold your peace and allow the Lord to fight your battle. Now, there are times where, yes, you will have to physically fight someone in order to protect yourself. That will not happen at all times. If that happens at all times and you resort to that, there are so many consequences to that can happen, that can be devastating, not just for the person being bullied, but for the bully as well. So as adults, we should encourage our young people to tell someone when they are being bullied. That's taking matters into your own hands. That's the greatest weapon that you have. You have used your mouth, your God-given right, to report what is going on. Now, if they put their hands on you, you may have to hit back. I will never tell anyone not to, but I will never tell anyone to just hit anyone who bullies you. If we look at what's going on in the world today, a lot of the school shootings that has happened because children, young people were bullied. And guess what? They didn't tell anyone. There was no type of communication between them and an adult somewhere or another peer that they were being bullied. These people turned around and did just what this man was telling people to do last night. As a man, take matters into your own hands and fight back with your fists and your hands. And this, saints, is why we have the trouble that we have today. Now, let me say this. This was a teen summit. Yes, indeed. However, bullying is not just happening with teens. Bullying happens with adults as well. People bully other people because they think the bully, the person that's doing the bullying, think that the other person is weak and they are stronger. Sometimes that's true, but guess what? Sometimes it takes a bigger person to walk away from someone that is calling themselves being a bully. I see it on my job constantly, where people, women, these are not men either, where women, this is on my job, will try to bully another person by using their words and throwing stones and battering rams with their words at another person. But when they do it, it's around other people. Let me tell you something about a bully. A bully has to always have an audience. That's what a bully does. A bully has to have an audience that will egg them on, that will listen to their foolishness, that is scared to say anything against the person who is the bully or the ringleader, all because they don't want to be on the other end of the spectrum, and because they may be afraid, or maybe they just want to fit in, so they go along with it. Let me tell you something, people. It is time that we tell our children that it is okay. You're not being a snitch. That's stuff from prisons. You're not being a snitch by telling that someone is bullying you. You are standing up and saying, this is enough. I don't have to take this. Someone needs to know what is happening. Someone needs to know what you are doing. Someone needs to know what I am going through as the person who is being bullied. We need to have open communication with people. We need to learn to settle our differences with our words. Excuse me. All right, we need to learn to settle our differences through communication. There is power in our mouths. There is power in our words. Yes, there is power in our fists, but guess what? Do we understand the devastating circumstances that can come if we likely lay a hand on someone? Yes, you have the right to stick up for yourself. Yes, you have the right to defend yourself. But do you have the right to hit everyone and lash out at everyone physically that is bullying you? Do you have that right? That's an answer only you. That's a question, only you can answer. Me personally, I had a female try to bully me. And this has been since I've been an adult. And it finally took me getting tired of hearing her smart comments directed towards me when she was around someone, to finally go to that person face to face and ask them what was their problem with me. Guess what? I didn't have to lay a hand on this person. I didn't have to physically lash out at this person. I didn't yell. I didn't scream at this person. I went to this person as an adult. I went to this person humbly and asked what was the problem they had with me. Guess what? To this day, this person and I, we don't have a relationship. But when we see one another, we say, hey, how you doing? That solved more than anything that my fists could have solved. So let's be careful when we're telling people not to tell that they are being bullied and just to lash out and begin to fight. Let's be careful in telling people, keep it all inside and just lash out at someone with your hands, with your fists. Let's be careful in not telling others that it's okay to confront your bully. It's okay to stand up and say, no, you will not continue to do this to me anymore. No, you will not continue to disrespect me. No, I will not stand for it. It stops here, it stops today, and it stops now. You see, a bully is not looking for someone to stand up for themselves. A bully is looking for someone to go cower in a corner until enough is enough. And then we have the tragedies like we've had at so many of these schools, that we've had shootings where children, teenagers have been hurt, have been threatened by other teenagers because they didn't feel that they could tell anyone. And as adults, as parents, we need to always make sure that we have the lines of communication open with our children. We need to make sure that we let our children know there is nothing in this world that they cannot come and talk to us about. We need to let our children know, even if you feel you can't talk to me, go talk to another adult, but they should always come talk to us first. If we don't have those lines of communication open with our children, we are failing them, people. We are failing them. Because they need to be able to feel safe and secure in knowing that if anyone they can go to, they should be able to come to us. This is Lady D. I ask that if you know of someone that is being bullied, tell them, encourage them, plead with them to tell someone before it could possibly be too late. And if you are the one being bullied, even as a teen and an adult, or even a smaller child, you have the right to confront your bully and stand your ground and say no more. I will not tolerate this no more. I am a human being who has feelings just like you. Have a great, blessed, and prosperous day. And remember, bullying is greater than we think. And if you're being cyberbullied, tell someone. Save the evidence so that you even have the evidence if it comes down to it. Use your brain first, as Pastor A said. Let that be your first weapon of choice. Have a great day. God bless.